I got to thinking, how many birthdays do we celebrate on King of the Hill? Welcome back to the Shield Network. I am your host, Bad News Harris, and because I love King of the Hill, and I love talking about King of the Hill, and I love talking about shit that doesn't matter, I did the research to find out what all birthdays we actually attended in King of the Hill. Now, funny thing is, that's a trick question, because it technically has three answers to it. Because we have the birthdays that we actually attend, which is 6. There are births that we attend, which is 4. And then there's birthdays that are referenced, which is 3. The first category we're going through are the referenced birthdays, since they are just throwaway quotes that we don't spend actual time on. First is going to be in Season 5, Episode 1, Perils of Polling, when Hank asks Luann if she sent in her voter registrations for her 18th birthday, when we never saw her 18th birthday. But she moved in when she was 17. The second referenced birthday that we have is also in Season 5, but that's in Episode 3, which is I Don't Want to Wait. We don't see Joseph's birthday, but Bobby references it being in a couple of weeks after his birthday, right after he gets back from Arizona. And the third is Dale comes in with a weather balloon. Bill asks what the occasion is and if it's his birthday, and Hank's like, your birthday was last week. Sorry, Bill, but happy birthday. Our first honorable mention is going to be from Season 4, Episode 1, Peggy Hill, Decline and Fall. You know, the episode where where we find out that she lived from jumping out of the plane. It's a quick scene from the beginning of the episode. Dee Dee finally has GH. Bobby cuts the umbilical cord while waiting for Cotton to make his way back to Arlen Hospital, since Bobby didn't know where the Houston hospital was. Yes. Our third honorable mention is going to be Bobby's birth. This is going to be on Season 13, Episode 8, Monkey See, Lucky Do, or Lucky See, Monkey Do, I'm sorry. And it's the beginning of the episode when Hank and Peggy are taking Luann and Lucky out for baby stuff. And while talking to Luann, Peggy has a flashback of how she had given birth to Bobby. Hank standing on the outside because, of course, it's a prude. And then the next thing she knew, Bobby was in her arms. It was a nice blend away. And lastly, our fourth honorable mention is from the same episode that Bobby's was, Season 13, Episode 8. And that's because that's the episode where Gracie is born, later on at the end of the episode. After after Peggy and Lucky's sister Myrna spend an episode butting heads, Luann finally realizes that she wants to have her baby her way, so she ends up sneaking off to the hospital and having Gracie in an actual hospital. Now, to start our primary list of these 6 birthdays that we are about to enjoy, we are starting ourselves off with Season 1, Episode 8, Shins of the Father. We learn that this is Bobby's 12th birthday. Well, it is not specifically stated that it is his 12th birthday, but his next birthday is his 13th birthday, which is 2 seasons later. So, context. And they're having the party at the Hills house. The kids are bored up until Cotton shows up with a rental horse, gives Bobby a .22 shotgun with bullets. Grandfather of the year, I might add. Then shoots the piñata with the greatest grandpa quote ever. You don't give a toy without batteries. Come and get your Tootsie Rolls. Our second birthday that we actually attend is in Season 3, Episode 15, titled Sleight of Hank. It's Nancy's 40th birthday. Dale plans a surprise party at Abracapasta. John Redcorn assists her to the party, being so dumb as to allowing her to have her hand in his back pocket the whole time. Anyway, we get a surprise birthday party. The astounding Herrera picks Peggy out of the crowd to do a trick. Hank gets confused as to how the trick is done and tortures her for the remainder of the episode. That's not the part of that. Part of the birthday is, well, exactly that. Herrera puts her into a giant piñata, sets it on fire, and then Hank wants to know where she's at, but he never gets told. And the episode ends with him never knowing. Love it. Our next birthday, number 3, is 2 seasons later in Season 5, Bobby's 13th birthday, titled I Don't Want to Wait for My Trip to Keep It Be Over. Sorry, some South Park came in. Anyway, Bobby is sent to Tilly and Gary for a week before his 13th birthday. Fast forward to the party of the episode. Joseph is having a hard time. Bobby's trying to be the wingman. Joseph's being a dumbass. Long story short, Connie ends up being a 2-timing bitch, kissing Joseph. Bobby straight up chads through that, bops Joseph twice, like a fucking man. And then Bobby tries to apologize for how he reacted when he was fully in the right. And then Connie decides to continue to double down on being the 2-timing bitch that she is. Joseph, I don't know how to fault him on this. He's always had a thing for Connie, but he never actually went after her. But she went after him. He got confused. Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. They try to run away together until Bobby jumps onto the Bugabego and they cause a crash, which causes everyone in the neighborhood to crowd around it. Dale goes nuts over his Bugabego, and Peggy ends the episode bringing in the cake with a mad beatbox. Go Peggy. Birthday number 4 is actually also in Season 5, but episode 11, in the episode Hank and the Big Glass Elevator. It's the episode that starts off with 3 out of the 4 guys outside of Strictly Propane, with Bill singing for his birthday weekend, because Hank promised that if he couldn't find a date, then the guys would all go to, I think it's Houston or whatever for the weekend. They go partying for the weekend. Long story short, the guys trick Hank into mooning through a glass elevator, which ends up getting Bill a date with Ann Richards, which ends up falling apart because he runs into Lenore during said time frame, and Bill turns into Bill. And when it comes to his birthday party at the end of the episode, Lenore shows up. Bill tries to get her to marry him. She denies him. Ann shows up. Lenore tries throwing that in her face. Bill humbles her. Moons her through the limo window, which is hilarious. And the episode ends with Bill getting a ride home from Ann Richards in the driveway. Nice and simple. Bill getting a plus at the end of a pretty harsh episode. Our 5th birthday that we attend is actually Luann's 21st birthday, all the way out in the 7th season on the 21st episode, titled Night and Deity. It's the episode where Dale ends up getting to work with Heimlich County's top exterminator, but Hank ends up being wrapped into being Luann's designated driver, but he ends up getting Coyote Uglied. I actually have an episode, or a video of how many times we see Hank drunk. I will tag that in the bottom or in the comments. Anyway, then Luann gets picked up by a guy, your typical bar Chad. And then Hank ends up waking up in the back of the said dude's car just before Luann and he are about to, get down. And then last we see of the birthday part of the episode is Hank being dropped off from said car, and then he collapsing in the front yard. No, that's his backyard. Just passed out drunk. And our final birthday is actually the longest birthday that we have in the entire series because it spans the entire episode. It's Peggy's, I'm assuming, 41st birthday? Because they don't explicitly say it. She does reference in, I think it's season 5, that she's 40. And then there's another episode that she specifically references 40 also. And this is her birthday after those, because it's in the second to last season. So, I'm assuming 41, because she's not as young as Hank. I'm pretty sure she's older than Hank. But she's not as old as the rest of the guys, because I'm pretty sure Bill is the oldest, then Dale, then Boomhauer, then Hank. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it's season 11, episode 19, titled Strangeness on a Train, when we get a chronicle of Peggy's birthdays all being horrible and Dale always getting a kick out of it. Then she sets up a whodunit mystery for herself on a train, where Luann accidentally ruins it because she's chosen to be part of the show, and she accidentally lets that information out when talking to Peggy. Dale overhears it and ruins it for everyone. Then the refrigeration system on the train goes out, so there's no cake, no food. All they can have to eat are cheese and crackers. Peggy gets upset throughout the entire night and eventually runs off into the bathroom crying. Hank follows her to try and comfort her, and they end up banging on the floor. But what they don't realize is that they left sweat footprints on the glass of the bathroom on the wall. And Con, when going to the restroom, notices them and finds a new mystery to solve. So he gathers everyone, and Lucky suggests that everyone's feet are used to compare each of the footprints, which they line up everyone to start doing. And Hank, in a desperation move, runs to the front of the train, grabs the fire extinguisher, and bangs it against the wall to scare the conductor so the train will stop after he lets go of the dead man switch. After doing so, it knocks everyone over in the adjacent cars, so Peggy can take tissue to wipe off the footprints and throw it away while no one sees it. Then Hank finally catches back up to the crowd, but the train, not the conductor, but the train management person, whatever, is tired of all the shenanigans, so he kicks everyone out in the middle of Dirndl, technically outer Dirndl. And they're all stranded, but they find themselves a bar, which they traverse to. They all end up having a good time at the bar, and Lucky comes up to Peggy to tell her that he knew the entire time that it was him, or that it was her and Hank. And just like good old Lucky fashion, says, "Good for you, Peggy," because of all the birthdays she's had, she deserved a good one. Even though we all hate Peggy, she deserved a good birthday. And just like that, we had ourselves 3 reference birthdays, 4 actual births, and 6 birthdays throughout the series. When it comes to the actual birthdays, however, I'm pretty sure it was Bobby's 12th birthday, Nancy's 40th, Bobby's 13th, then Bill's, I think, 42nd birthday, because I'm pretty sure he's older than the other guys, since he was enlisted and drafted off not drafted off, but he enlisted in the army when he was in high school, making him, I would assume, 18. Then we have Luann's 21st, Then we have Peggy's, I'm assuming, 41st or 42nd birthday. I'm pretty sure it's 41st because we hear her reference herself as 40 twice, and then we have one birthday after that. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to express my fandom some more when it comes to King of the Hill. What other topics on King of the Hill or other subjects or other shows that you'd like me to cover? I've got plenty of time to spare and plenty of content to make. But yeah, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. Everything the bottom corner tells you to do. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Anyway, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bad News Harris out.